All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Ready to dive in?
Always ready.
Awesome. So today we're going to be talking about Selena Gomez, specifically some recent comments that she's made about her health.
Yeah.
In response to like all this online negativity and criticism that she gets.
Right.
And we're going to be pulling from an article from The Independent called Pasted Text. It's a really good piece.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I think it's going to help us not just understand like the incident itself, but also learn more about SIBO and lupus.
Right.
Which are two very different conditions that she lives with, and how she's using like her experiences, to raise awareness.
It's fascinating, I think, how like a seemingly simple incident of just online negativity can kind of open a door to a much deeper conversation about these invisible illnesses.
Right.
And body image and
Totally. It's like, so to set the scene, right, like, so Selena Gomez, she's promoting this new Netflix movie, Emilia Perez.
Yeah.
And she's at the premiere. She's on the red carpet.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly, like, the internet is just flooded with all these comments about her appearance.
Yeah. And she could have ignored it. I mean, a lot of people do.
Right.
But she chose to address it. And not just address it, she addressed it head on TikTok. And what I think is remarkable is her honesty.
Right.
She reveals her SIBO diagnosis and how it can cause flare-ups, right?
Mm-hmm.
That affect her appearance. And she basically says, I don't care that I don't look like a stick figure. I don't have that body. Yeah. End of story. I am not a victim.
Yeah.
I am just human.
Yeah. It's so refreshing to see someone like in her position, right?
Absolutely.
Who just like refuses to like conform to these unrealistic beauty standards, right?
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder though, right?
Yeah.
Like how many people even understand like what SIBO is?
Exactly.
Like what it is and how it impacts someone's life.
Right. And it's SIBO is more common than people realize.
Okay.
Small intestinal bacterial overgrowth.
Okay.
And essentially what that means is that there's an overgrowth of bacteria in the small intestine.
Oh.
Which is that's not where they're supposed to be.
Right.
And this can lead to a whole range of symptoms. Imagine like constant bloating, feeling like you've eaten a huge meal when you haven't, and persistent stomach pain.
Oh, wow.
And that's just the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, I could see how that would be like so incredibly difficult to deal with.
Yes.
Especially, when you're in the public eye.
Absolutely.
And like every photo is scrutinized.
Exactly. And if SIBO is left untreated, it can actually have even more serious consequences. Like it can actually interfere with the absorption of nutrients.
Wow.
And that can lead to malnutrition, vitamin deficiencies, and just a whole host of other health issues. Yeah. It's incredibly debilitating, both physically and mentally.
Right. And it makes you think about like all those assumptions that we make, right?
Right.
About people's health based on their appearance.
Yeah.
We never know what's going on.
We never know what someone's going through, and this is just a perfect example of why it's so important to listen to people's lived experiences.
Yeah.
We need to remember that Selena's journey with chronic illness, it doesn't start and end with SIBO.
Right.
Back in 2013, she shared her lupus diagnosis.
Yeah, and it's been a long road for her.
Mm-hmm.
And lupus is an autoimmune disease, which basically means that her immune system is attacking her own body.
Right.
And specifically for Selena,
Yeah.
it's lupus nephritis, which affects her kidneys.
Right.
And this isn't just, like a minor inconvenience.
No.
This is serious.
Yeah.
Potentially life-threatening. And she even had to undergo chemotherapy.
It's incredibly challenging. And there is no cure for lupus.
Right.
And the symptoms can be so varied and unpredictable.
Yeah.
One day you might feel okay.
Yeah.
And the next day you're completely wiped out.
Right.
There's this invisible struggle that most people they don't see.
Yeah. And through it all, Selena's been so open, about her experiences. And there's this story in the article about her visiting a child in the hospital.
Yeah.
And the child wasn't like responding to her at all.
Right.
Until Selena revealed that she also has lupus.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a switch flipped.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the child suddenly like felt this connection.
Absolutely. I think that speaks volumes about the power of representation. You
Yeah.
know, seeing someone that you admire, someone seemingly perfect, on the surface, openly discussing their struggles with a chronic illness, that can be so validating.
Yeah.
It can make you feel less alone, less afraid to open up about your own experiences.
Right, right. And it shows how like even in those really dark moments, finding that common ground, that connection, it can bring hope.
Yeah.
It can bring strength.
Absolutely. And I think that's what's so inspiring about Selena's, her whole approach to this.
Yeah.
She's not letting these challenges define her. She's taking control of the narrative
Mm-hmm.
and choosing to use her platform to educate
Right.
and inspire others.
Right. And it's not just about awareness. It's
Yeah.
about action.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's showing us that even when you're faced with, really difficult circumstances,
Mm.
we can find purpose. We can use our experiences to make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you reflect on all of this, here's a thought-provoking question.
Yeah.
What are your experiences?
Yeah.
And how can you use them, to connect with and support others, even in small ways? Maybe it's sharing your own story, being a more attentive listener,
Yeah.
or simply offering a kind word to someone who might be
Sure.
struggling.
Yeah. It's we all have like something unique to offer.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah.
And remember, even difficult experiences, they can be sources of connection and strength.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you all next time.
See you next time.